I'm right here where I'm supposed to be and do what I'm doing, because it's happening, bro. It's an awakening, and it's fucking real, dawg. All I know is I gotta surround myself with solid motherfuckers, homeboy. Solid! And if you're out here to try to fuck somebody else's life off, get the fuck on, homeboy! For real! People are trying to get right in here, man.
Another jail sentence. The mother don't know her son. Pray for change, pray for change. A new life has begun. Good morning.
How you doing?
Good, good. What's your name?
Chance Goff.
Chance.
Yeah.
And what's your sobriety date?
7/20/17.
What brings you to the reentry program?
Loss. Yeah. Loss and acknowledgement.
So you've been here...
I'm going on 50 days.
Oh, 50 days.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 50 days this week.
What? How's this program impacted your life?
This place taught me to, just let's deal with it. Finally. So, it feels good.
It does.
And then, the fact that people care.
Yeah. It's, to be able to feel feelings, for me, it was a game changer.
Yeah, to be able to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because, you don't, whenever I start feeling feelings, it's either, I did a lot of time. So my first thing is when I start hurting, you're going to start hurting. Because I don't like that feeling,
Yeah.
And to be able to know that you're just, you're a human being and deal with it and not just run around it, but, and then acknowledge it. And acknowledge and communication was where I'm working.
So to tell you a bit about the Maricopa Reentry Center, it really represents the direction that ABC is headed and has been headed for the past couple of years. We're all about reducing recidivism now. It's easy to return to custody, it's easy to lock people up, but our system had been growing and growing and growing at a great rate. We finally leveled off, which gave us the opportunity to say, okay, let's look and keep people out of prison. And so it represents a major culture change for our agency.
It goes back 9 years, actually, when I first started with the department. While I was in my office, I noticed a lot of individuals leaving our facility in handcuffs. And being new, I just asked a number of officers why these people were being arrested in the office. Particularly for what we call technical violations. These are non-new crime issues that they're being arrested for. Something like missing appointments or continuing to use substances. And what they were telling me is that just that. These were technical violations that they were taking them back to prison for. And I asked them, well, how long do they sit in prison? And are there any programs for them while they're sitting in prison? And basically they said, well, it'll take them about 90 days to go before the board, if they go before the Board of Executive Clemency for a violation hearing. And no, there were no programs for them. They were just sitting in prison. And we came up with a proposal for the director to consider. Director Ryan considered it, and he actually approved the concept of developing a sanction program for the use of community corrections officers.
And when after getting a center opened up here in Maricopa County, working through the legislature and getting permissions to do that. And my role initially involved in that was gathering up the statistical information to show that the center was needed, that we could make an impact.
The Arizona Department of Corrections recognized that we have a need in this country, but particularly in the state and even more so in Maricopa County, have a need for a place for offenders to come that are making mistakes and don't need to go back to prison. don't need to spend tax dollars and energy and lose their jobs and lose their families and lose their homes. They just need some more guidance and some more tools in their toolbox to bring this back together so that they can become successful citizens. So that's how I got here. They opened a center. The center opened in July of 2016.
We went from 10 beds to 80 substance abuse beds, and with that came more staff. So more treatment staff and more, this isn't about rules and this isn't about those things. This is about you getting sober and having a safe place to do that. Stop, you're just a person. You're not a number here. We don't talk about numbers. I actually love the moment when I have to ask somebody for their number and they forget. Yeah. That to me, because they're a person. You know, you're James and you're Michael and you're David and you're a person again.
Hey, how you doing?
Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Can I get your name?
Hey, I'm James with Bradshaw. 42 years old tomorrow.
Oh.
Yes.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you, thank you.
What's your sobriety date?
July 13th.
Yeah. How'd you get to the reentry
I
program?
knew I was going to have to go UA, and I was going to be dirty. And so I called my PO up, and I told them I need some help. And I feel blessed that I feel like I'm not a number no more, like I'm being treated as an individual.
Human.
And and I met Justin here, and to find out that he did 5 years, and like I didn't know that. I thought he was just a cop or something, you know. So that was really shocking. And then one day he came into class and he asked us if he wanted to join some, go help him with a speech that he was giving. And they chose 8 of us, and that was a pretty big event in my life. I mean, I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that.
You guys were up in front of
Yeah.
the entire DOC.
Some important people, and I felt important at the time. I felt
be able to say, you know, I believe what you're saying because I can see that it happened for you, and it rocks me every time. And it really speaks to the population, because we're not saying to our city or to our state, hey guys, you need to get behind these felons, you need to give them jobs. Because we're not saying it, we're demonstrating it, and it's an honor and a privilege to be one of the first of the batch, you know. And
you know, we want that to be the standard, is that you have people in corrections that were in corrections.
And community engagement. So I was picking guys up, and we were leaving the property, we were doing grocery shopping trips, we were going to GCU basketball games, soccer games, weight rooms, AA meetings.
Rattlesnake shake as I walk on by. The devil better take a number. Fools on parade, get out of my way. Get out of my way. Oh, let's pray together.
And we hand-selected our staff because we are evolving the role of the correctional professional as a department, but specifically in these centers as employees. We changed their attire. The shirt I'm wearing and a pair of khaki pants is the uniform for the corrections officer. Obviously my other staff wears their own clothing, but if you're a corrections officer or a sergeant here, and that's the highest rank, we are wearing this attire so that you can tell the difference between, if I was in prison, they'd be wearing brown. And we're not in prison. We're in a correctional setting because you happen to be under supervision, but that isn't the predominant theme that needs to control your life. So the staff were handpicked, we repurposed the unit. We have a reception center instead of a control room. We have housing units and rooms instead of cells. And we spent a great deal of time and energy trying to educate folks on communication skills. Motivational interviewing skills are something that it's a skill set. It's not something that you just wake up one day again and raise your hand and say, I've got it. You have to employ it. And corrections officers are trained in a certain philosophy as a corrections
And what we want to do at these centers, at Maricopa Reentry Center and actually our sister center down in Pima, is for those folks who are struggling and having difficulty while they're in supervision, we want to do everything we can to keep them in the community as long as possible. The minute we return them to custody, any gains they've made, they lose. So it's a zero-sum game.
Police about to kick down the door. Prison ain't gonna change a thing. Couple dollar bills buys a couple more pills, and heaven ain't in this place.
I felt a lot of love here. It's blown me away. Now I know what it feels like to be sober. It took me a long time. I never thought that I was gonna live a life like that. I thought I was gonna always be a loser, nobody. But I gave it a shot. This place saved my life. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir.
It becomes a productive and hopefully positive environment. So we use all of those things with the staff. For instance, yesterday we played wiffle ball because the sergeant organized the activity and was pitching, and another sergeant was playing third base, and officers were fielding, and the parole staff came out. It's an opportunity to engage with people because we're dealing with people. You happen to be an offender, but we are all people.
Josh, get it! Come on, you got this. Come on, you got it. Come on, double time. There you go. Left, right, left, right.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
There you go. Come on, you got it. It's good. You got it. Concentrate. There you go. Left, right. Come on, you can do it.
Stone cold sober, betrayed in the spring. I stumble around, I hit the ground, down on bended knee. Stone cold sober, another eulogy. I stumble around, I hit the ground, down on bended knee. Stone cold sober, why not you and me? I stumble around, I hit the ground, down on bended knee. Stone cold sober, grace from
If it's hooking you up with people to get you sober living, if it's hooking you up with somebody to get you a job, if it's making sure you have your resume, your job application If it's hooking you up with people to get you a home group, to get you to AA, to get you transportation, whatever I can do, if I know somebody that can help me, I'm going to hook you up with that person.
We're not just transmitting something, we're actually demonstrating something. When a person is discharging, we're spending the time and the energy and the resources into this individual. We've had guys who didn't know where they were going to do, how they were going to get to where they were going, and we've reached out to the community, and community members step up and they make donations to help individuals get into halfway houses.
So coming from that background ourselves, you know, doing prison time myself, living in and out of the county jails in Arizona, you know, I felt that there was a need for this safe environment. And that's what we've established here with Sanctuary Sober Living. Somewhere where they can be held accountable, somewhere where it's clean, somewhere where there's someone that's supervising them, and exactly someone that's been through what they've been through and is able to share their experience with them and let them know that they can better their lives.
You know, I want to help the guys that have been through the same situations that I have. I've done 12 years in prison, state and federal. You know, my sober date's July 23rd, 2015. I have 27 months of sobriety today.
Living, what we've done to the Maricopa County Reentry Center is we've extended our hand, and we've given away scholarships for the first 30 days free.
I've reached out to the 12-step groups and the rooms of the A's, and guys are just like, hey, I would love to come pick this guy up on discharge. I've had huge, awesome changes of outcomes just based on small connections in the community and not whenever you're called. And it's been really great to have the support from the 12-step community.
AA, NA, MA, faith-based organizations, ASU is here, Arizona Works is here. All kinds of folks that recognize that they want to be part of the change, not part of the problem.
What brings you to the reentry program? How'd you get here?
Actually, well, first of all, it was dirty UAs. I started off by just drinking a beer after work, and then I ended up just going back to meth and not actually being responsible. So I ended up seeing my PO, and she recommended a program, and I denied the first time. I said, nah, I'm not, I need to go back to work. So I was on denial of my use. So she literally told me straight up, I mean, don't lie, you haven't slept for days. You know what I mean? Come on, whenever you're ready to ask for help, you know what I mean, you can always tell me, be honest with me. I'm not gonna send you back to prison.
How long have you been here?
I'm going on 60 days. I actually opened my eyes, I said, you know what? This comes down to this, because I'm already thinking that, you know what, I lost everything. You know what I mean? I need to get out there and this and that. So then I ended up meeting Miss Catherine, and I'm meeting Justin, and then Miss Mai telling me, so the whole surrounding is look unreal to me.
And so you've had a shift since you've been in this program. What has contributed to, would you say, to seeing yourself different, or?
I'm giving these people a chance, like I used to give the bad a chance, you know what I mean? Now I'm giving them an opportunity to get into my heart or get into my mind. I'm actually knowing how to cover a year over and just let that in my mind.
Because you felt staff actually cared?
Yeah. And shows that it's to believe, make me a believer of that there's so much to give in life.
As we allow an alumni member to come back, that's a win-win. And my administration, fortunately, is supporting that. And we are building our alumni association, and we have already had offenders coming back to talk to the residents here that are either off paper, meaning they've discharged off parole, or they haven't.
And I will be coming back here to help others, because that's what's going to keep me sober. And,
part of the reason they are really with us is to for us to work with them, to do our best to give them the opportunities. They need to pick it up. We can't make someone change. We can't do it for them, but for us to give them the tools and the opportunities so that they have a chance, if they want a different life, they can have a different life.